So here we are with a M13 draft, starting a little late. My first pick was actually the Servant of Nephirox. We got to pick 2 Public Execution and pick 3 Disciples, so that's worked out pretty well. Now here we have the Bloodhunter Bat, Essence Drain, or Trading Post. All are complete powerhouse cards, so I do not know what's going on. I'm leading toward the Trading Post, just because of its versatility, but I would probably pick the Bat after that. I mean, Essence Drain's great too. It's removal. It's actually a ridiculously hard choice. We'll pick 4. And here we got a Rise from the Grave, which goes really well with pretty much anything in any kill spell. So that's probably our pick. Liliana Spectre is pretty subpar. I mean, it's fine later in the game, or if we would end up mono black, but it's pretty easy to pick up late. It's nicer with a Kite Sail or Tricks of the Trade, of course. Anything that lets it get in, I guess to a lesser extent. Volcanic Strength. If your opponent's playing red, etc. I'm a big fan of Fungal Sprouting, actually. We're not really in that color, and green's pretty saturated there. There's the rest, but I think we're going to take the Sunstriker. I'm a big fan of white-black in this format. Especially if you pick up enough Exalted guys, the Lifelinker's great. And if not, well, we just pulled a Grizzly Bear out of the pool. Not too terrible. Duress is easy to pick up late, and it's not even that useful in a lot of matchups, because you can have a 20 creature deck pretty easily in this format. Oh, here Veilborg and Ghoul's fine. We're so heavy black already that I think it's pretty reasonable to assume we're going to be able to return him consistently. And he does go really, really well with Disciple of Bolas. Here, Ravenous Rats is a fine choice. Wit's End came back, but it's just not going to be played. Cleaver Riot, I guess, has the most potential to be awkward for us. Cleaver Riot can just win some games. Well, here our options are the Blood Throne, which is solid, Scroll Thief, but Primal Clay. The versatility is just so wonderful there. Here we'll take the Arsonist. The Tormod's Crypt's pretty much worthless and limited, and Mirthful Caporal Trident is just strictly worse than the Arsonist, and we don't have any blue at this point. Here, I think we'll actually take the Mastiff. Oh, Mog Flunkies can lead to an aggressive enough deck if we end up somehow in red, so we'll take that. The Mastiff is pretty minor either way. First Striker does go well with Exalted, but I'd rather pick up an Attendant Knight if I'm going that route. I tend to not like any of the 1/1s for 1 in this format, other than maybe the Arsonist, who goes really well with Arms Dealer, of course. And here we'll take the Volcanic Strength. I mean, probably it's a great sideboard card if you end up with a little bit of red, and if not, I mean, what was the card? Giant Strength was the red enchantment back in the day. Vile Rebirth is actually not terrible because it's an instant. It's not hard to get someone in the bin, and if your opponent's playing Rise from the Grave, it's actually a notable sideboard card. Well, here there's just one choice. Vampire Nighthawk. I mean, we need the 3 drops, and it's just so good. Switcheroo is noteworthy, as is Redirect. Redirect and Switcheroo actually are really funny if your opponent has one. But, yeah, Vampire Nighthawk's just such a house. Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, make your opponent feel bad in any format it appears in. Now here's an interesting choice for us. Our opponent's taking an uncommon. I'm going to assume Volcanic Geyser. So there's Pacifism, there's another Bat, and there's Audric. Encountered Fear is noteworthy, and Tauron's Invocation's great too. I think Audric's going to be our right call. White's something that seems fair to move into here, and he's just so good. 3/4 First Striker is alone enough at 4 mana for this format. because, I mean, he's at a Searing Spear range. It really takes a lot to get rid of him, but then the added effect of if you attack with a total of 4 creatures, you're going to win the game. You will just kill everything he has, and it's brutal. That is an Avacyn symbol on his sword. It's just upside down. How fascinating. Did not ever notice that. So here, what do we... Oh, murder. Wonderful. Everything's just coming together, it seems. This is a great pack for us. Angelic Benediction would be nice. Divine Verdict. Just nothing quite holds up to stabbing someone in the chest, though. Well, this is an amazing pack if you're playing green. So the best card's probably Fairy Invaders or Acidic Slime. Sentinel Spider's up there too. Essence Scatter's solid, but we're going to go with the... Well, we're already pretty heavy in 4 drops, but the fact that he's Exalted, I think, outweighs the discard effect of Ravenous Rats, and Rats might come back around. Well, this is interesting. I mean, there's War Falcon, a Zombie Goliath, and Fervor. I'm a big fan of Fervor. Anything that grants haste. That's why I like the Red Ring as well, because of just the versatility it gives you. But that's obviously easier to play. So here, I don't really think Phyrexian Hulk's the right call. I guess we'll take the War Falcon. Primarily as a blocker at this point, since we have a soldier. Unless something else happens to be a soldier, which I doubt. A lot of clerics in this format. So yeah, we have a soldier. So the Falcon would just be played as a blocker. At this point, who knows? Maybe we'll pick up 7 Captain of the Watches next pack and something absurd. Cower and Fear, so good. Amazing in this format and is getting picked. But this is another just completely stacked pack, apparently. Arctic Haven is a house. Welcome Terran is amazing. But, like, this, it seems across the board, this pack was just high-powered for everyone. Oh, that's lovely. Knight of Infamy. Can't argue with that. The other options are, of course, the other Sunstriker, Benediction, but just the pro-white and Exalted on a 2-mana guy is just too good to pass up. Here I'm actually going to take the Ring of Valkus. We have enough things that it might be useful, and we'll be able to pick up a Show of Valor if we want one later. Guardians, I think, is our only option. It's a wall and Exalted. Seems just fine for us at this point. The new client allows you to be able to dynamically move this stuff up here. I wish we could do that with this one so that I could just pull out every Exalted and Evasion guy right away. But, I mean, take what you can get, I guess. Erase in case our opponent's playing Rancor. For the most part, it doesn't make main deck. None of those are really good. We'll take the removal spell. I don't like either of these, but we'll go with Zombie of Goliath. Trumpet Blast just being the last pick. Hide green, hide land. Let's see, and a Johnny. That'd probably be a fun thing to open. Solid card to play with in Limited. It's always nice to just, like, fantasize about opening a crazy mythic in your 3rd pack. We already have a very solid build. I think maybe just 3 or 4 good playables, and we'll be set. Well, that's unfortunate. Sphinx. Healer of the Pride. It does not impress me, personally. I'm not normally a fan of life gain in this format. I like Elixir, actually, a lot more. Sphinx is scary, but we have no way to play it, and so no reason to take it. We'll take the healer and just pass all of that ridiculous stuff. So hide, file, rebirth, and erase. Probably hide the Ring of Valkis. We picked up maybe 3 more creatures. It'd be worth. And that's Nephrox. That's pretty amazing, actually. I've never gotten to play with him yet, so that's exciting for me too. He is the only one of the generals that I haven't. Actually, the only general I haven't done a video for yet. Obviously, I've played Krenko several times and did a video with Talrond and triple Talrond's Invocation. And there's another Nighthawk. Yeah, this is... There's our 3 or 4 playables just stacking up right away for us. Well, here are choices with Scorpion, and that doesn't make me feel too bad. I mean, we've seen a lot of acidic slimes, and that's a scary combination. Scroll Thief plus Master. Especially... I've even seen Master, Scroll Thief, and then high-end Stormtide Leviathan. Some silliness. Well, this is kind of a disappointing pack for us. Captain's Call probably isn't worth it, but I think we're going to take it. I mean, it goes well with Audric, if nothing else. And it is 3 blockers. I mean, it seems fine. And we have enough Exalted guys that might work out. Disciple of Bolas actually goes really well with Exalted too, because you can attack with something like one of those 1/1 tokens, and then post-combats play the Disciple and sack him for an extra 3 or 4 cards. Now here our options are the other Giant Scorpion or the Sunstriker. It's actually a pretty tough choice. I mean, the Sunstriker gains its life, is pretty dynamic, but it is double white at a low cost. And I am a big fan of Death Touch, so we can hope it comes back around, but I won't hinge on it. There's another Primal Clay for us. So our options here are the Duty Bound Dead or the Elixir, and I just think the Exalted guy in the 1 slot's better for us. We would get back things like Murder and whatnot, but it's still random that you'll draw them again. So here it's either Erase or Disentomb. We'd want Disentomb because we have Nephrox, we have Audric, a Disciple, all enables that to be very dynamic, and I think that's fair. Dark Favor seems just fine with the number of flyers we have. We're actually going to have quite a bit of work ahead of us, cutting down to a playable... Oh, Safe Passage is definitely the pick here. To cutting down to a tolerable amount. We have 30 cards, of which like 26 are really good playables in the full main deck. So this should be exciting to build, to say the least. As always, if there's any questions, especially about the drafting process, please let me know. I'll respond to every comment. Definitely answer any question I can. If you have any questions about just general play or roles, I'll do my best to answer them, or I'll contact a judge directly to make sure we can get the proper answer for you. Magic is a community, of course, and should do everything we can to help others learn to play and improve ourselves. So here we are, so right away, I think that's fine. The Falcon probably doesn't make it yet, but we'll see over time. Double Nighthawk is just so amazing. We really do have a dynamic deck, to say the least. So, there's our 21 before playing any of the smaller stuff. I'm leery about playing Cower and Fear because against some decks it does nothing, and we already have, you figure, the Murder, 2 Nighthawks, 2 Scorpions. Like, it might not be necessary. We might be better served with even Disentomb over Cower and Fear, which is a pretty odd situation to be in. Trading Post definitely gets played, and probably our Primal Clays too. So it's 24 cards, but our curve ends at 6, so that's not too demanding. it is a little bit awkward. We kind of just have a block of 3s and 4s, but they're really high quality. So the Healer of the Pride can definitely just gain you enough life to win. He goes well with the Veilborn Ghoul, Captain's Call, even Trading Post. If he's in play, you make a goat and gain 1 life. That's pretty hard to beat. So I think that's all we're going to need for now. We can bring in the Dark Favor if they don't have a whole lot of removal, and we can bring in Cower and Fear if they're playing white or red, or any number of fragile on toughness creatures. So, yep, we'll see how it goes. I think that is too light on the white. I think we're fine with 6 and 10, perhaps. But I don't like 5. Since we have the double white Sunstriker and we have Audric. I wish we would have got a Sign in Blood. I guess that's an easy card we didn't miss. I almost want to go 9 and 7 just to be sure. Since we're going to get the swamps we need, we're not playing a third color. 9 and 7 seems fine. So, see you guys round 1. Well, here's an unfortunate start. Obviously, I have to mulligan the no-lander. Well, this is pretty harsh, too. We're on the draw, but I think we still gotta go down another card. And that'll have to do. A few lands can really turn this around, though, because this type of Bolas, we can hopefully get a good bit of distance out of him. At the very least, he'd be 4 mana, draw 2 cards, gain 2 life, which is not how we want to play him, but we'll see. You just want to be drawing lands at this point. Draw lands could end up still pretty well. I find it unlikely he'll trade with us. Well, that's fine too. It keeps some pressure off of us for now at least. But we obviously really need to hit lands. Swamp would be the ideal in case he does anything tricky, but if he gets the turn 5 and gets the 5 mana and just plays Acidic Slime, we're probably out of the race before it even starts. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if he's playing mono green. No luck. No luck at all. Well, this can certainly be real bad news for us. Yeah. And, that's probably game. We're just going to go ahead and concede. No reason to let him see more when we just had no luck there. That's fine, though. I believe in us. We can certainly recover. Cower and Fear is even probably playable here, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we just need to get our lands. Let's see, by converted mana cost, I'm going to go ahead and take out Primal Clay and put in another Swamp. I don't think that's necessary, but I'd just rather be sure. And yeah, there's an amazing hand for us, so. And now he's had the mulligan once. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I feel just fine now. And the Trading Post and Primal Clay both just give him alternative targets, which is ideal for us. Getting your lands acidic slime just tends to be a bad time. So he seems to be mono green, having the green ring, probably pretty ideal for him. Let's just hopefully get in enough damage before it's an issue. The only creature of his that would really be a problem with the ring equipped is the hexproof Primal Hunt Beast, of course. Having no real ways to deal with it, and its size can get out of hand very quickly. Well, that's unfortunate too. Go ahead and attack with both. We'll either get 4 damage in, or he'll lose his spider, which I think would actually be ideal for us at this point. Hopefully we draw planes and get to roll out Audric, because if we do get to play them all, we'll be just fine anyway. Being able to determine how he blocks, of course. Murder would also be a fine draw now. Oh, he is playing a second Keller. Little surprised. We'll drop our Primal Clay as a flyer. Still just hoping to be able to get through. If he wants to be aggressive with that Recluse, it's just going to go poorly for him. And again, hopefully we draw a Plains or a Murder. No dice. Still think we're fine to attack with the Primal Clay, though. Force him to trade his Recluse. Or take 4, which we're also quite fine with at this point. He might have Titanic Growth, but yeah, that's just a pretty big advantage for us now. So, play out our goal. Just gotta stay aggressive. I'm done here. Yeah, he seems to be running out of plays now. I mean, if he attacks here, it's just a bad call for him. And there's our other plane, so... he might trade with the elephant. He might chump. Yeah. And that's actually the best for us, because now if he doesn't have an effect for Audric, we will win on our next turn. I've never gotten to use Audric's ability other than just him stabbing people first. Yeah, Primal Hunt Beast doesn't do it. And since it doesn't target, it ignores that fact. And we do have at least 3 other creatures, so 6, 8, 11 damage coming through. And with no cards in hand, there's nothing he can do. So we should be going on to game 3. Since he doesn't have fog, I do want to just kill the Primal Hunt Beast out of spite, but that's the incorrect play. Just not letting him block and winning just tends to be a better option. Never know what he could draw that could even things up. An Elder Scale Worm or whatnot would just make it awkward for us. So might as well not play around. I don't think we need to bring in Cower and Fear or anything else. I think we're just fine as it is. Since we're on the draw, I'm going to keep this just because Audric plus Captain's Call could work in our favor pretty well. So, since green has no real removal against guys on the ground, if he doesn't have white actively available, we don't have to worry about much of what he can do. I was really hoping that was going to be a swamp, but it's still fine. Centaur Courser right away. Oh, Crusader of Audric, that's surprising. Well, that's getting a little frustrating now. Although not that bad for us yet. That's getting absurd, but okay. We're still fine. Still just hoping he doesn't have a pacifism. At least limit what he can do. I'd certainly like to draw another swamp. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed. Well, that's a bit better for us, no doubt. We'll be able to start sniping his guys off with Audric as well. Barring any effects. I assume he doesn't have Titanic Growth, though, otherwise he would have been able to just attack in before. Go ahead and playing our Nighthawks our best call. Playing the swamp was actually probably a misplay as well. I was really worried that was going to be a plummet. Yeah, and it seems just fine for us to trade the Nighthawk for him at this point. Now we'll kill his Recluse and get in for 3. And he'll, of course, just save his guys again. I think playing out the trading post is more important than playing out the goal or Prowler at this point. I mean, obviously the Prowler is haste, so. Yeah, and we're fine just taking the damage. He really shouldn't have played his land. He could have at least left us stay wondering a bit. Go ahead and gain 4 life. Discard our goal. Play the swamp, get him back. Go ahead and put him to 9. I'd rather do the extra 3 at this point so that we can kill him next turn, as opposed to not losing a token that's relatively irrelevant. Yep, and that would be game. Seems like we made a nice recovery. Alright, on the round 2.